Hey everybody, this is Dustin, your RV specialist. So I'm still looking at this Grand Design Sawtooth, but I've been trying to, get more time in to do videos. Like a lot of times, none of the stuff is rehearsed. It's just all off the cuff. People come in and they say, hey, what kind of things should I look at underneath? Like if it's a bedroom slide, this one's actually a front living room slide. So stuff that, that I'm looking for, I'm not going to go into detail on the Schwintek stuff. I'm not going to go into detail on the top of the roofs. I've done enough of that for right now, and on the sides. But, again, none of this stuff is sealed really good. You got screws backing out. So here I go, going in off the trail into another direction, right? Damn it. Okay, well, let's start at the top. So no slide out topper, which means there's all kinds of stuff going to be on top of the roof. Damage to the roof, probably. Damage to the Eternabond tape. There's wasps up there getting in. The unit's here for some maintenance, and when we maintain them, we're cleaning them and checking them, but we're not going back and sealing everything. So it's like attention to detail, and it's like, where do you stop, right? So it's like, hey sir, you need to do a slide out service. Okay, that's X, right? But then, oh hey sir, you got tape on there, and you got screws that are missing, and you got wasps that are up there that we're having a battle with, and your window's not sealed all the way, and your moldings are coming loose, and there's screws that are backing out of your slide out system, right? So you can see how much that one pulled out. There's screws that are backing out, so those probably all need to get checked and tightened up. And I can see the screws clear up at the top backing out. And I can see putty and things that are bleeding out, and decals that are disturbed up there. And then as I come down here, same thing, there's wasps and stuff that are up in here as well. But when I'm looking underneath, so back to where I was originally going with this video, when I'm looking underneath, I'm just looking for tattletales, right? I'm looking for this molding is screwed every 6 inches. Where did they cut this off at? And if you notice, there's, I think, oh no, they just passed it. So there should have been a screw, right around here. And we're gonna see one on the other end. And then they're also, same thing, here's a pre-drilled screw hole. Up here, there should be another screw right there added. If not, there should have been one up in here. So we're checking for the screws. We're checking to see if there's any damage to the bottom of the floor. We're checking to see if there's any damage to these seals that are coming loose. Obviously, we're checking all the V-rollers and all the stuff for the Schwintek too, and lubricating them, everything during service. We're looking for friction signs, where this wiper seal is sitting here agitating and rubbing, which tells us that the ass end of this room is sitting here doing this number in transit, right? And then we're looking for, putty and stuff that bled out, and any scratches or damages on anything. So you can see there's some little weird burrs up here, and you can see there's some rub marks here, and you can see all the putty that's bled out, and then again the friction marks, right? So that tells us that this ass end of this trailer is sitting here doing this number when in transit, right? Here's that last screw. Like I said, there's, should have been one there. They cut this one off here. There's actually, the little indentation where the screw would have gone. So it wouldn't have hurt to put another one up here. But again, that takes time. You're having to sit there and pre-drill it and go get a right size screw and all that kind of fun stuff. And again, we were talking about the sides. I can see up here where the tape and the sealants are getting disturbed from tree branches and stuff up there, And then same thing, they put a rivet in here, but there could have been another screw added here at the bottom of the Schwintek. This one's doing the same thing. There's some kind of a damage up there. How severe it is, I don't know yet. It's a fairly new coach, but still, once a year, have your slide outs inspected. If you don't use it that much, every 2 years for sure. Make sure that you guys are cycling the slide outs at least once a month. Make sure that you're putting lube on them per each different brand of slide out, whether it be, a Schwintek, a through frame, all the different variations, cable systems, hydraulic, whatever. Make sure you're taking care of all the maintenance on them, because as soon as you don't, when you go to a repair shop or a dealership, you're gonna go, oh man, that hurt. It costs what? And it's gonna freak you out. And then everybody's gonna go on the internet and go, my slide out, they never told me. Well, here's Dustin telling you, make sure you do your maintenance on them. So anyways, I'm gonna shut up now and get back to work. We're actually getting ready to close here pretty quick. It's Wednesday the 29th, a couple days before Halloween. And we're actually going to be closing half a day early because now that I got a little baby girl named Callie, we're going to take her over to her grandma's and go trick-or-treating. And some of the other guys here have children and grandchildren they're going to go see. So we're like, you know what? Let's just call it. Let's get out of here. Imagine, if you're a technician here, and imagine working on RVs. All you do is work on RVs all day, every day, throughout the whole year. You get tired of seeing them. And so it's like we try to give our guys decent breaks and time off. And, like Christmas, we're taking off for that whole week, which is nice. And, the guys saving up their PTO for it, and then we're paying for part of it. So kind of a combo, a little blessing. Have a nice week off for Christmas so everybody can go travel and go see their family. And there's a few of us here that own RVs. So, depending on what they're doing, they might go out and use their RV. So, yeah, isn't that kind of funny? An RV shop that actually has RVs, that actually uses RVs. So you never know when you're going to run into one of our guys out camping, especially if you're local to us. So, anyways, you guys have a great day. It's almost closing time. I'm going to get the heck out of here. And if you have some suggestions of things that you'd like to see or stuff you'd like me to comment on or talk about, let me know. There's not too much that we haven't yanked apart or picked apart or pulled apart on these coaches. I've been doing this now close to 26 years. And, it's just attention to detail. So, all right. Thanks again for watching. This is Dustin, your RV Specialist. And if you're in our Grand Design group and you're watching this, make sure you tag other people. Subscribe to our YouTube if possible, unless you're not a YouTuber. And, so you can catch up on all the stuff. Don't forget, too, we have a crap ton of photo albums. And I know I'm cursing, but, man, go pay attention to those photo albums. We have found all kinds of stuff, not just on these units, but on other brands that come in here that we're putting data in there of things that go wrong 2, 3, 4 year, 5 year, 10 years down the road, things that are obsolete, no longer available, how to take care of them, how to prevent them from going bad, and then stuff that we find that we're like, hey, this is a big concern. Is anybody else complaining about this? And things that are getting swept under the rug. So, not only you, the consumer that sees this, whether it be an update video or, there's other repair shops that follow us, there's other dealerships that follow us, there's other YouTubers that follow us. They're always checking to see what's going on and what we're doing to them, right? And so it helps the whole community as a whole. And, believe it or not, I go on a lot of other people's YouTubes and watch and look at what they're doing, the repairs they're making and things like that, and here's another good example, right? This thing's a 21, technically a 22, and you can see how much the insert molding's already shrunk, and you can see how thin that insert molding is. So I'll come back and do another quick video on that in a second, but all the time we're nagging about insert moldings, and we're nagging about, missing screws, and we're nagging about, you can see the rust that's getting in here. There's rust,